good. All right, we'll start with the opening statement from Coach and then open up for questions.
Yeah, well, considerably better effort, I thought, tonight than what we played with the other night. And we really wanted to get off to a much better start. I think as we talked about the other day, our first quarters hadn't been quite what we wanted them to be relative to what we did or what we've done like the second, third, and fourth quarter. So that was something we had talked about, put an emphasis on. We thought we had some advantages in the paint, of course, and maybe with our speed and quickness. We were prepared thinking they might play some zone, and they did. And so I think we hit a three on the first possession and then maybe got a turnover and hit a three, I want to say, right behind it. And so I thought that just got us off to a really good start and comfortable. But for the most part, we shot it well. We made, obviously, a ton of threes. I love the assist number to be up like that. And almost got everybody to score, didn't quite get there. But, yeah, the stat sheet was littered. I thought we played hard. I thought we stayed fairly connected through the game. Sometimes when the score gets like that, you can kind of lose your way, but I thought we stayed pretty much together through it all. So, it was a good one. Good to wrap up, I guess, this 6-game homestand before we go on the road, and with everybody essentially getting to play and getting some quality minutes. So now we'll take our show on the road and see what we're made of.
Coach Sydney Woodley tonight, 15 points, some extra minutes for her. Just speak to her effort tonight. She was came out of nowhere, if you will, offensively on that side.
Yeah, no, she was really good. We had I think she just, I don't mean like lost her way in a bad. I just, I don't know if she understood exactly, what we wanted from her. So we had a nice talk and just kind of got her refocused and understand what we're trying to do and what we expect of her. But I thought she was fantastic. I think she had 5 steals as well. So she's a very capable player. She was a really, really good player at Long Beach and is fantastic defensively and is more than capable offensively. She was just deferring, I think, too much. And we just needed her to make sure she understands she's an offensive threat when she's out there, and yeah, she was much better.
You shot at 56% from three-point range. You think that's coming right at the right time as you're getting ready to hit the road? You might have, some tough battles with Texas and other teams. Is that kind of the right time for that to start to come out?
Well, I hope. But I think we've gotten comfortable here at home a little bit, and so, we're going to have a different shooting background and those types of things when you go on the road. But we're getting good ones. We're taking the right ones. I've thought this team would be a better three-point shooting team than what we had a year ago. I know we've had a couple games where we didn't shoot it as well as we would have liked, and we're not going to make 14 every night, of course, but if we're getting really good looks and we shoot it with confidence, I think we got a chance to do some damage behind the three-point line.
You mentioned your team going on the road for the first time. How do you expect them to play in a different gym for the first time this season?
Yeah, well, I hope we play the same. We did have a scrimmage on the road, so it's not like we haven't been on the road, so we have played in a different gym, and we played in Europe, so we've actually been together on the road, and these will be neutral floor games too, so it's not a true, I guess, road game, but it's a neutral floor. So, we have a lot of veterans. We have other kids that have played college basketball and been on the road, so I don't have any expectation that we won't be prepared and ready to play on the road.
Coach, you've said in the past that your defense and press kind of takes on a life of its own. In that sort of sense, is the defense almost like an extra player on your roster in some sense?
Well, I don't know if it's an extra player. It may feel that way to some opponents from time to time, when we're turning them over and they're struggling. And Lafayette did a pretty good job. That was a little bit of a different press breaker than we had seen. And so we were trying to make some adjustments and changes on the fly, which was good for us. Like, we need to keep going through that. And, I didn't know that if we could get them to that many turnovers. They're pretty calm and they like to pass through it and do all these slant cuts through it. So, I don't know if it feels like an extra person out there, but it can. And it can get a little overwhelming if you're not careful. And, a lot of times it just takes a run or two, or you turn it over and we get a quick bucket or, and then hit a three or something, and we're on a 5-7-0 run in the matter of a minute. That's significant for sure. But it is our identity. Our kids love playing it, and I think they feed off of it.
Coach, obviously, Sydney not playing tonight. Was that a decision that the team made, and will she be missing any games going forward?
It was a Coach Kellogg decision, and it was a 1-game suspension, and so we'll move on from here.
Coach, Kylie Blackson, with her off-ball offense, it seems like today she had a good amount of success cutting to the basket. We talk about vision and passing the ball, but where does her vision kind of stand offensively?
Yeah, well, Kylie got to play a little bit more of the 4 and really didn't. I don't know if she played the 5 at all tonight, and we typically start her at the 5. So, that I was interested to see that. I probably hadn't done a good enough job getting her to the 4, and that's something we wanted to do early. And she's just kind of mismatchy regardless of which position you play her. If you play her at the 5, she can do what she did at Texas A&M. If you play her at the 4, she's got length, she can move. She's a great condition, fitness. She runs all the time. She can go for a long, long time. So, she can do that. Some of the rotations defensively were new for her, so she just needs more minutes there and reps. But yeah, but she can stretch it and shoot it, and she cuts, and she's a great target because she's 6'3" and long. So yeah, no, she played well.
Off of that, Jordan Thomas making her first start, she had 5 assists. A couple times she found Kylie, but even CC with 3. What does it do to a team when your post players can distribute the ball like that?
Yeah, no, it was good for Jordan. She's a great low post presence. I mean, they were really swarming her, tonight, and I thought she made, for the most part, the right read. I don't know if she even had an assist before tonight. Maybe it was 1, something like that. So good to see her, share the basketball and move it. And, again, that's what we want to be, though. Like that, if we play the right way, this is supposed to be a ball movement, extra pass, high assist type team. And so just the fact that Jordan's kind of buying into that is nice.
The first half, you had some different lineups out there, starter and reserve combinations. Is that what you want to see early in the season in a type game like this?
Well, yeah, we didn't have a choice, with Shaw being out. So that was the first time this year that it, I guess, forced my hand, which was kind of nice. Like I said, I got to play Kylie at the 4 and kind of keep her over there, and then have the 5 rotation with Jordan Thomas and CC and Tirza. And I thought Tirza was pretty active as well. CC wasn't as good tonight, but that's okay. It was just an off night for her. So yeah, it just, we got Destiny minutes and Zaya minutes, and so we're going to need them all. We're about to go play 3 games in 3 days, so that they're all going to need to play and produce when they get their opportunity.
How do you go about preparing for that 3 games in 3 day stretch? Do you prepare primarily for the first one and then look at the other 2 as you go along, or do you try to prep for all 3 at one time?
Well, you don't really know exactly who you're going to play, so that's the tricky part. Now, yeah, we've got it all divided with our coaches and scouts and all of those types of things, so we'll be prepared from the coaching standpoint. We'll actually take a couple days off this weekend before we gear up for Monday, but we don't play till Friday, so there will be parts of practices that will be about different opponents, without putting too much emphasis, because you don't know who you're going to play. But as we go through the scouts, we'll pick and choose some things that we think some opponents may do to us or that we want to do to them that we need to work on, especially early in the week. And then when we get toward Wednesday or Thursday, and Thursday for sure, it would strictly be on High Point.
I know you don't want to look too far ahead, but Texas does sit on the other side of that bracket. What would a matchup in the championship of that mean for not only you guys, but women's college basketball as well?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to look too far in front of it. Obviously, we played them a year ago here, and they kind of controlled that game, got up early, and it just kind of stayed double digits just about the whole game. And I don't know that we ever really threatened like we would like to. So yeah, we would certainly look forward to the opportunity. Yeah, if you get 2 ranked teams like that in the top 15 playing against each other, then it's great for women's college basketball. But we have a High Point team we've got to play, and then we play the winner of Boise and Illinois State, who are both great and both have Power 5 wins already this year. So it's there is no necessarily Texas yet. We got a lot to work to do before that.
Coach, the first 2 or 3 games of the year, I mean, whatever it was for JJ, a slump or just a little bit of a funk or whatever, would you say she's out of it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, she seems much more relaxed, and the game's coming to her, and she's taking the normal JJ Quinterly shots and shooting it better. And I don't know what she is her last couple games, but all the percentages look pretty good. The assists have been better. We've challenged her and Jordan to rebound a little bit better because I think they're capable. And she ended up with 5? Yeah, had 5 tonight. So yeah, I think we're getting her now in her complete complete self.
Do you bring up the free throws tonight?
Well, I mean, a little bit. I don't want to talk about it too much, but yeah, no, we have a goal, and we don't know that we've met it yet this year. Maybe one game of the 6 that we've played, do we meet our free throw goal? So we aren't meeting it. I mean, a lot of these kids that haven't shot it well have been in the gym practicing a ton, but you can start to overthink it too, and then you get between your ears, and that's not any good either.
I always wondered, like, when a coach wins by 70, if he looks for the one thing to...
Oh, it was brought up. Yeah, it was brought up afterward. But, I mean, we don't harp on it necessarily. But, yeah, I went through it and found the things, like we had too many turnovers. That 15 turnovers is way too many, and our free throw percentage were the main 2 things we talked about.
Thanks, Coach.